bottle of Patron and some lights off. Two red devil looking eyeballs, and I finna turn up when the night falls. If you hear a siren, then it's my fault. Jump in my whip, baby, let's ride. We ain't gonna stop at a red light, and I'ma take shots like a Tag 9. It's gonna get live. Here we go, it's about to go down. Let me know, I'ma buy another round. Get low, drop it down to the ground. Oh yeah, wow, shorty make it bounce. Mama see the put cuffs on my cardiac. Took my breath away like a heart attack. And I'ma spend every dime in my money back. Everybody wanna know. If you're ready, let me know. Let's go. If you're ready, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. If you're ready, let me know. Here we go. Let's go. I got a bottle of Grey Goose and ice cubes. Have a drink that'll put me in the right mood. 80 proof's gonna lower my IQ. And I've been the same way since high school. I look shorty right in her brown eyes. She about to take a trip to Cloud 9. I'm the man, baby, I get the crowd hype. I turn the cadence of a hook into a soundbite. Here we go, it's about to go down. Let me know, I'ma buy another round. Get low, drop it down to the ground. Oh yeah, wow, shorty make it bounce. Mama see the put cuffs on my cardiac. Took my breath away like a heart attack. And I'ma spend every dime in my money back. Everybody wanna know. Let's go. If you're ready, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. If you're ready, let me know. Here we go. Let's go.
Oh Lord, I ain't ready. We're just gonna, jump right into it because we don't got much time and it is the season finale. You guys do not want to hear me blabbering. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn because we are gonna be starting as soon as I figure out what scene to switch into. Let's go. I'm so upset. I was talking this whole fucking time and like my mic was muted. I am beyond upset. Wow, what a rookie move. Well, restarting. Shoot. We're just gonna speed run. 5f5racing.com. Put in the URL. Click the links. We're on SimGrid. We're in standings. Albergiana is where we're at right now. Albergiana is in P1. I'm just gonna repeat everything I said while I was muted. He is currently set up to win the championship, but Jeff Spangler, being in P2 with 247 points, has something to say about that. He is also set up in position to steal it from Gianna here. As long as Albert Gianna has a terrible race, will that happen tonight? You're gonna have to stay tuned and find out. That's the battle for P1. In the battle for P3, you have Joshua Worley holding it down. He has 210 points. Not enough to move into to take P2 or P1, I believe. But he has no McComber coming for his position. He has 203 points. He's in P4. Kyle Hirsch is in P5 with 202 points. So there's a three-way battle for P3. Joshua Worley has pretty good drivers to contend with. Has to hold his own here in Barcelona tonight. Everyone else is just slightly too far. You have Boogie Watt in P6 with 159 points. Everyone else is going to be fighting amongst themselves just in terms of positioning and getting just overall placement for the series. But that being said, you have Daniel Hirsch coming for the P6 spot that Boogie Watt is holding down. He has 150 points. Boogie Watt 159 points. Pierce Hanley also trying to take that spot. He's in P8. He has 141 points. The battle for P9 is also up for grabs. You have James Pierre Reed holding it down with 99 points, and Ryan Garrity potentially going to be coming for that spot. He has 81 points. Everyone else is just slightly too far, or not starting, or race stuff, life stuff. The GT4s, we're gonna go over it quickly. You have Professor Krenotis in P1 and Dennis Kodachuk once again P2. It is way too close to call it. They both have 232 points. Alex Hansen also in that position to snag the championship. He has 228 points. Austin Beachley not far behind. He has 208 points. He can snag all. I believe he can jump all the way up to P1 if Krenotis has a terrible race tonight. So it's anyone's game as to what exactly is going to be happening tonight. In P5, you have a Dr. Porkchop. He's coming for at least 105 points, at least P3. He has 196 points. The point count, if you pay attention to the screen, is extremely close. You have Zach Manriquez in P6 with 183. Jacob Myrie in P7 with 159. That's where it starts to drop down kind of drastically. So I would, for the most part, say that Jacob Myrie is holding down P7. Everyone else is fighting for at least P1, P2, or P3 up to that point. Montes Barquez is going to be fighting it out with Jacob Myrie. He's going to try to grab that P7 spot. He has 150 points. Following him is Mike Dobbs. He has 135 points. He's in P9. Todd Murphy was running us off in the top 10 with 127, but not far behind. You have Neil Kerbel, who is extremely fast in the GT4s. He has 126 points. He can move up and definitely shake the grid. That's definitely for sure. the race recap do. We will boot it up today. We actually have a nicely edited race recap. I know, actually had time, no longer sick. Well, still sick, kind of sick. Anyways, race one, we had a couple of incidents. We had a good overall start. Everyone's pushing in the rain, which is what we absolutely love to see, you know. Good old slip and slide here. As you'll see here, with slipping and sliding is what was actually happening over there. We'll get to that very soon, because you guys need to see this in half speed. Exactly what was going down here. You had a Beachley, I believe, and Kyle Busch make a little bit of contact. Busch able to escape. Beachley, though, not so fortunate, stuck in the middle of the track, leads to everyone scrambling, and luckily no other incidents from that incident. So a couple little bumps, a couple little touches here, but nothing major. As you'll see now in normal speed, could have been really ruthless there. I think the most incident we, or the most aggressive incident that we got out of that was Pork Chop hitting Kyle Busch from the rear, but everyone else pretty much managed to evade. As we're gonna continue the recap here. Following the drivers up in the front, we have Kodachuk and I believe that's Hansen trying to battle it out. Kodachuk slightly faster, has the better exit, has the better line, than able to hop in front of Hansen, forced to stay right behind, but not far behind him. You have Kernotis on their toes, trying to get that P2 spot. Beachley here in a lap 2, overtaking Kyle Hirsch. As you'll see, Kyle go a little bit wide, probably got a lot of, what's the word, hydroplaning there. Too much water under them tires. Probably pushed them to go a little far, or maybe just missed a little braking marker and extended the braking zone accidentally. Nonetheless, good overtake by Beachley. Not hindering anyone's lap, no one's slowing down from any incident there. Lap 2, you have Albert Guiana and Dr. Porkchop. Porkchop overtaking him turn 1, and doing so very nicely. Porkchop has the inside, and Guiana lets him by and stays pretty close behind him. Tries to get the slipstream, tries to get the toe. Especially with the GT4s being a little bit faster than the BMWs. That's always useful. Here we have Boogie Watt and Joshua Worley battling it out. Why does Worley's... Is that Worley? I'm tripping out because I don't think that's Worley. Because he doesn't have the... Oh, that's not Worley. Why? Wait. Brain fart. That is Worley. I was just paying attention to the wrong car number. Anyways, good overtake there. They were fighting it out. Dr. Porkchop here in lap 4, overtaking Kyle Hirsch on the outside, using the power and speed advantage of the GT4 to its full potential there. Even with Kyle Hirsch having the inside line. Daniel Hirsch here gets extremely close to Guiana there. I believe that is turn 10. Don't quote me on that. Manages to overtake, but they're still relatively side by side. Guiana not willing to give up that position so easily. And I believe you have Spangler right behind them, enjoying the show, trying to get himself involved into that little fight there. The next lap, you had Daniel Hirsch and Jeff Spangler starting to fight it out. Spangler no longer sitting idly behind. Goes in for a really aggressive move here. And manages to secure the position really nicely. Very, very good overtake. Got Jeff Spangler there. Lap 7. Kyle Hirsch and we're gonna fighting it out. Gonna going for that aggressive ass move. Almost forces Hirsch to have a disastrous incident there. Could have went extremely and horribly wrong as soon as he touched the grass, went a little bit wide there. Good save. That's definitely for sure. Cause hitting the pavement or the grass while it's wet, it spells all sorts of disaster. Here you have Justin Beachley taking over or overtaking Jacob Myrie here as Myrie went a little bit too wide. And that allowed Beachley to get the advantage, close the gap, and complete that overtake. Lap 9, you had Zach Manriquez overtaking Albert Guiana here. And the camera tripping out. Overtake already happened. You have Guiana in the back. I don't know if that was caught or noticed by any, but good driving. Lap 14, you had Justin Beachley overtaking Damontis Barkis, and you see Barkis there having an incident there. Good avoidance by Beachley. And Barkis was in the grass for way too long. Had a sick Tokyo Drift moment there. Kyle Hirsch evading that. Trying not to get involved in anything. Beachley evading at the last second as well. Almost has a little slip and slide of his own. Manages to overtake and secure. Good save by Barkis. Good overtake by Beachley and Kyle Hirsch there. And a sick ass Tokyo Drift. We also had an incident here where you had Boogie Watts spin out and not necessarily in the what's the word in a technical section of the track, I guess. He's not in anyone's way is what I'm trying to say here, but managed to get back on track. Lap 16, Manriquez and Bush are fighting it out. These two have a history of having intense battles. As you see there, Kyle Busch overtaking Manriquez. Going hard on the brakes. He's going just a little bit too wide, and Manriquez is slowly catching up, but doesn't have the the momentum to fight back and claim back that position. Lap 18, you had Dr. Porkchop overtaking Daniel Hirsch here. Daniel Hirsch pretty much gave him the inside line there so he can continue on his way, not hindering any lap. Battle there pretty much slow both of them down, which and nobody wants, especially here in the rain. Allow me. Jacob Myrie, unfortunately, having some damage, is attempting to overtake or fight with at least Mike Dobbs here. Mike Dobbs goes a little bit too wide though. Myrie successfully able to reclaim a spot after that one small little incident. Almost loses his position though as he aggressively hits that bump. Actually quite shocking that he didn't lose control, because I know I've touched that bump and I've always ended up in the wall, unfortunately, whenever you get close to that bump. Your race winner though is Neil Kerbal here. Pretty much dominated the whole race as he has a little bit of fun here, slips and slides and slams into the wall. Your race winner for Kyalami here. Very nice swing driving. Oh, okay, we're just gonna deal with it, whatever. I didn't mean to switch over so quickly. If you give me a moment, though, we do have an updated B-roll that I actually need to resize and recenter because what is going on there? There you go. And we also have a our driver's already in qualifying that we will be joining very, very soon. Okay. Let's see if this actually works. Head over to qualifying. Jump over to Pierce Hanley. Oh, everyone's doing in their laps while I set up. We have Albergiana putting down a lap ahead of everyone else. Everyone else starting to pile in their laps now. Albergiana putting in a 159.672. Pierce Hanley putting down a 159.252, so slightly faster. Kyle Hirsch 159.772. McComber putting on a near 2-minute flat. So all our drivers are or at least our BMWs are actually fairly close to each other. So far no one's going to be outrunning one another. Daniel Hirsch putting down a near 2-minute flat as well. Stick with Power Hirsch here since he's putting down a really fast lap. 7/10 up on his pace. You also have Pierce Hanley putting down some a major improvement of 2/10. That'll definitely push down the personal best and shuffle the starting grid. We're gonna stick with Hirsch, Kyle Hirsch, because there's 2 Hirsches now, and see what lap times he is putting down here. Was on a 158. Sorry, 159.075. Pierce Hanley putting down a 158.842. Gianna is going to have his hands full. That is definitely for sure. If you remember, Gianna is currently in P1. Interestingly enough, I do not see Jeff Spangler on the field. If that's the case and he is not showing up tonight, that's pretty much guaranteeing Albert the win. The overall series win for the BMWs. We have a new driver on the grid, or at least a new name, new face that I don't think I've seen. But welcome, 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 Ryan McGovern. I'm glad to have you here for our final race. We're just gonna jump over and see what Hanley is doing, since he is just putting down fast lap after fast lap after fast lap. Pretty much spot on with his pace right now. He has almost all the purple sectors. Sector 1 is his only section where he's not running. Never mind, he does. He claimed all purple sectors now. Fastest driver on the grid. Just a quick reminder, as soon as the 10-minute mark, how do I say this? In 39 more seconds, basically, the GT4s are allowed to get out and play. So that means that this will be Pierce Hanley's final lap, as well as Ryan McGovern and Kyle Hirsch's final lap. I think Albert Guiana got lucky enough to cross the start finish line before the timer. As we see a mistake out on the field, he's probably going to be jumping to the pits, not seeing that it's a worst thing out anymore since his lap is dirtied. Kyle Hirsch is still out though. 10-minute mark is up. We have the GT4s heading out. We will be watching them very soon. Gonna let them warm up their tires for a bit before we jump to them. Gonna check out Ryan McGovern here, who is 1/10 up on his pace. There's gonna be a tiny improvement, which we love to see. Gonna be the first one finishing and then hopping on over to the pits. Tiny improvement. Love to see it. Following him is Hirsch. Just goes straight into the pits. Decides it's not even worth sticking out. Daniel Hirsch is also going to be, or is now going to be, our final driver for the BMWs. Has a pretty nice pace there. 3/10 up on his lap time here. His personal best. But it's not enough to overtake Kyle Hirsch. But it's good enough to get really, really close and at least show some intimidation there. Pulled out a 159.135. As we all now jump over to the GT4s. One livery I am actually curious about, and we will check out here, is Neil Kerbel's here. It's looked like it is loaded. We will check it out very, very soon. See what's up with that. Yes, it's a good time as ever to jump to the very, very front of the GT4s. I think Chronotis. No, he is not going to be the first driver. I'm getting close. Beachley, are you? No, it's gonna be Dennis Kodachuk. He's gonna be the first driver crossing the start finish line and putting down a lap time. What everybody's pace is going to be. Compared to him. He's our resident alien here. I'm at least proclaiming him to be as he makes a mistake and goes wide. That's gonna dirty his lap. He is not putting down a lap. That means Justin Beachley is going to be putting down the first lap here. It's on a 153.542. Alex Hansen puts down a 153.265, slightly faster. Fernando's right behind him, 153.640. Unfortunate for Kodachuk there, but still plenty of time left to go around, put down some better consistent laps. Yeah, Mike Dobbs putting down a 159.320. Right behind him is Kyle Busch. Busch putting down a 154.280. Mike Dobbs having a really great improvement. 7/10 up on his current pace. Jacob Myrie also having a really great improvement. Alex Hansen, we're going to be jumping to him because he's about to put down a insanely fast lap here. A new personal best. I believe Kodachuk will once again dirtied his lap, so he would not be putting down a lap time. So this will be a new personal best and still remaining in P1. Alex Hansen, Justin Beachley almost claiming it from him. Hansen with a 152.740. Beachley with a 153.230. Turbo claiming P3 now. He has a 153.232. Notice a pushed out of P3. Put into P4. We're gonna go back to Mike Dobbs here, who has a huge improvement, a 2.5 second improvement, I believe is what I saw. Moved up to P9, has a 156.740. The next person will make a huge improvement if he can manage to stay clean would be Dennis Kodachuk here. A almost 2 second improvement now. As he's right on the edge. So far, so good. I'm keeping the camera on him because it's looking like he's gonna be putting on a very quick lap at least. A scary fast lap. 3.5 second improvement. What is he putting down? He is golly jumping to P1. 152.595. That's fast. This just in, I just noticed Jeff Spangler is on the grid. That means Albert Guiana is going to have to worry. He is not going to be having a relaxing race, a relaxing drive tonight. If he's not at 100%, he better learn to be at a 100% before the race, because Spangler makes one really good finish here, and Albert has a bad finish. Spangler can claim the win for the series in the BMWs. In the GT4s, you have a Chronotis, who's currently in P5. Him and Dennis Kodachuk are tied. So this race is going to be, I guess, a be-all end-all. Is going to be a toss-up as who's going to actually come out on top, who's going to win. We're going to jump to Zach Manriquez here, who's going to be finishing his lap quickly, or not quickly, but very soon. 2/10 up on his pace. He's in P6. Kyle Busch is behind him, quite a ways away, but still relatively behind him. He's also making an improvement, a 2/10 improvement on his pace. Professor Chronotis, pretty much spot on at his pace, as well as Dennis Kodachuk. A lot of our drivers are on their pace. Manriquez remaining in P6. Gonna jump to Kyle Busch here, see what he does. This will be his final lap here, as qualifying time is now over. The 1/10 improvement. That's still a slight improvement. He's not negative. Let's see what he puts down. It's going to be a tiny improvement here. Remains in P7. But overall, good game, good improvement. I'm gonna check out for notice here as Kodachuk nearby. These two are going to be fighting it out for who is going to claim the championship spot, who's going to be our season winner for the GT4s. It's ending pretty much tonight, but not only these two. Alex Hansen, who's currently in the pits and is also in P2, he's going to be getting involved into this little fight, because Chronotis and Kodachuk are tied with 232 points, but Alex Hansen not far behind. He has 228 points. If these two aren't in their A game tonight, they will for sure lose the championship to at least Hansen. Which would be quite a sight to see. It will be at least the talk of the night for the whole grid, for Discord, for everything, really. Since I have all you guys here, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Joshua Worley here, who helped set up and organize this whole little series. Without him, we wouldn't even be here tonight. I would probably be out and, I don't know, picking my nose or something. Who knows? Bowling in the Glen, Watkins Glen. Well, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, our drivers are out on the grid. That was insanely fast. Fast as I've ever seen. We have Dennis Kodachuk in P1. We were gonna do a full entire lap around here, if memory serves me correctly. I can actually take my sweet time and showcase all the liveries. We have Alex Hansen in P2. Once again, these two are gonna be fighting it out. Cronota's in P5. We'll get to him soon. He's gonna be trying to get involved into the battle for P1, the battle for the overall championship win. Justin Beachley, P3. Currently P4 in the whole series. He has 208 points. I do believe he can climb up to, I believe, P2. Well, I mean, if his P2 is going to climb up to P1 because they're tied. Once again, if someone has a terrible race, a lot of our drivers can definitely climb up in the ranks. And we have P4 Neil Kerbal in his new livery here that he let me know about. It's the Kerbal space program here. Let's see if we can get a different view. I do think I'll be able to. Yep, there we go. I will be able to actually showcase it a little bit. This To the Moon, okay? This is his personal livery here. Hernota's right behind him. I see you. We'll get to you very soon. He's currently in P5, rocking the Taylor Swift livery. Overall, very, very nice. We'd love to see these new designs here. Cronota's here though. We never really showcased this up close and personal. God. I'm gonna let you finish. I hope so. I do hope so. I'm gonna let you finish and see if you can actually make it in a P1 in the overall championship win. We'll find out. We have Zach Manriquez right behind him, rocking some custom colors, but factory skins. Love to see it though. You give me a moment, I'm gonna switch back controls because the race will be starting very, very soon. We have Kyle Busch, and now we're gonna actually speed run through this entire grid. Jacob Myrie, Kyle Busch, P7, Porkchop, P8, Myrie, P9, Dobbs. I'm merging with another driver, P10. Murphy here, P11. It's gonna be the end of the GT4, starting the BMWs. We have Hanley in P12, but P1 for the BMWs. Daniel Hirsch in P2 for the BMWs. I must have missed something because I thought Kyle Hirsch was in P2 for the BMWs, but he's in P3 for the BMWs. No, McComber P4 and now P15. Aragana P16. Oh, we had a driver just quit on us, I think. Something happened. Joshua Worley P18, Jeff Spangler P19, and P20. We're gonna check out the helicopter view and hope no accidents happen here. We're gonna jump throughout the whole grid. Everyone side by side being relatively safe. I think that was Myrie going off just a little bit wide. So far, so good. Kodachuk in front. Hansen trying to close that gap. Kerbal getting pushed to the outside by Beachley. And Cronotis trying to get around him, trying to make his way to the front, get involved into the fight. Everyone is, for the most part, remaining where they started. No major position swaps. We do have an accident shown here. It's with Kyle Hirsch. Everyone's so close to each other. No one giving an inch. Everyone is still remaining in a conga line here. All we need is one driver to go a little bit wide, and that'll be an easy overtake. As Cronotis tries to make a move on Beachley. Beachley, though, not allowing that. Oh, we do have contact behind them. Was that Bush? And was that Zach? I'm not sure who. Well, it was Bush because he scuffed up a little bit, but I'm not sure who he ended up contacting with. Murphy tried to make a move there and ended up losing out on that exchange. I saw it. We have Myri getting potentially overtaken by Daniel Hirsch here. We have Albert Kiana coming out of the pits? Interesting. I wonder if he's doing an undercut strategy of some sorts. An extreme undercut strategy. Going back to the front, we have Neil Kerbal in P2. When did that happen? How did that happen? Damn, I missed out. Oh, well, he's going to be fighting it out with Kodachek here. He is definitely coming in hot tonight and trying to shake the grid up. If you remember, or if you don't remember where he was at in overall position, he was in P11 with 126 points. So a win tonight would shoot him up to at least P9, potentially P8, depending on oh, Barkis isn't with us. That could push him up to P8. Anyway, Kodachek is put it down a fast lap. He has a 153.190. Currently has the fastest lap of the race. Neil Kerbal not far behind though. Kerbal looks at least look it. I can't tell if it's because of the slipstream helping him out an immense amount, but he's just slightly faster, and he looks like he's actually getting held back by Kodachek here. Kodachek might also be planning for that and trying to race longevity of the race. Save his tires, save his gas. Who knows? Goes wide. Kerbal is in a really good opportunity here to overtake. He doesn't have the speed, but he will have the slipstream here as Notice not far behind. Just see him in the background there. Trying to get by. Still in P5, Beachley in P4. Kerbal making moves in turn 1. Him and Kodachuk now side by side. Kodachuk losing out on that exchange. Kerbal now in P1. Holding it down. And Kodachuk still ahead of Chronotis, so points wise, he is winning tonight. Hansen not far behind Kodachuk. He's currently in P3. But depending on where he and Chronotis finishes, he might snag P2 from Chronotis. So Chronotis cannot, well, any of these 4 drivers, including Neil Kerbal, if he wants to win this race tonight, cannot afford to make a mistake. Even Beachley, he's in P4, so if you he's in P4 in the series and also P4 for this race. So top 5 drivers, they all are being kept honest amongst one another. We're gonna check out what Jeff Spangler's doing. Since he's ahead of Albert Guiana. Guiana did come out of the pits though. No one else has a pit. Hasn't pit yet. So if Spangler keeps this position or improves on it, since Kyle Hirsch is, I believe, not far. Yep, he is not far behind. Who's holding down P1 for the BMWs here. It's going to be quite exciting to see what the finished results will be between him and Guiana. Spangler is set up to win the BMWs if everything plays out correctly. You had Daniel Hirsch and I believe that was Noah McComber getting a little heated there. Carl Hirsch and now is starting to run away, letting his fellow competitors behind him get involved into their own mix. Definitely will allow him to move up. BMWs remaining very, very close, just like the top 5 in the GT4 tier. And the BMWs are pretty much copying exactly what they're doing. Spangler looked like he was going to make a move and decided it wasn't necessarily worth it. Remains in the conga line. Overall, really good positions. I don't recall which position he started in, but he did gain 3 overall positions, so he's 15 now. That means he started in P18. So not bad, especially for not qualifying. Came a little late. We're gonna jump to Jacob Myrie here, who's really close to Mike Todd. I thought an overtake was about to happen. We're gonna go back to Spangler because he's getting extremely close. We're gonna jump between these drivers since an overtake will be happening soon. And Myrie does get the overtake on Dobbs. Dobbs goes a little bit too wide. Myrie able to outbrake him. Good move. We're gonna jump from them and check out Chronotis, who's putting a lot of pressure on Beachley right now. Beachley almost getting cut off by Cronota's there. Cronota's eager to overtake and at least make some headway. I get close to Koda Chuck or Hansen. As you'll see here, Hansen not far behind, literally within an arm's reach of Beachley and Cronota's. Same thing with Koda Chuck and Neo Kerbal. Gonna let all these battles simmer here real quick as we'll jump over to Pierce Hanley. Him and Daniel Hirsch are potentially going to be making moves. If Daniel Hirsch can do it, he's gonna make a move on Jeff Spangler, and Pierce Hanley can make a move on Daniel Hirsch if he makes a wrong attempt at the overtake on Spangler. Spangler making moves on McComber. And he successfully pulled it off. What a move. Spangler moving on up. Next target is Kyle Hirsch if he can catch up ever so slowly. You can probably bring the rest of the guys with him if they cooperate enough. Honestly, it's going to depend on the rest of the crew here, especially Hanley. He is putting a ton of pressure on Daniel Hirsch here. He attempts to make a move on. They touch just a little bit. I don't know if that was necessarily the cleanest. I mean, it wasn't because they touched. But was it worthy of an overtake, or should he give the position back? We're gonna leave this up to you, whoever's watching here with us, or whoever's watching the replay. What do you guys think? Let an overtake deemed worthy enough to keep, or should he give the position back? I want to know your thoughts on that. What we will note, though, is there was potential contact between Neo Kerbal and his Kodachuk that we will be investigating when we actually have a little bit of time. Top 5 still remaining fairly close to each other. And same thing with the BMWs. They are pretty much trying to follow each other out. These three, though, having a little battle of their own, trying to claim a spot. You have Noah McComber defending against these two hungry drivers, Daniel Hirsch and Pierce Hanley. Oh, Pierce Hanley able to overtake Daniel Hirsch. Almost. Oh, he's so close. He's not able to complete the overtake. He's still trying to follow along, though. He's trying to make moves, get as much on the inside as he can. Get alongside of his fellow driver here. Not able. They're all being fairly competitive, and You actually notice you have Albert Guiana, who's actually not far behind. He's slowly catching up. It'll be very interesting to see how this plays out since he has completed his pit and everyone else hasn't. It's looking like Yenna might have had the goaded strategy there. Only time will tell. As Chronotas once again going to be pressuring Beachley to make a mistake. Beachley looking like he is ignoring Chronotas as much as possible and only going to defend when he absolutely needs it. So far holding his own. Chronotas has to be slightly upset or slightly getting annoyed. Not sure if that's the right word to use, because he is gaining on Beachley, but is forced to back off just a tiny little bit. And because of these two having their battle for so long, he's actually losing ground on the drivers in front, which is not something he can afford, especially tonight with the points being as close as they are. Kerbal not necessarily running away, but still holding his own. Kodachuk and now going to be getting pressured by Alex Hansen. Oh, as Kodachuk makes contact with Kerbal, makes contact with Hansen. This is the disaster that shakes up the grid. Alex Hansen currently in P1. Chronotas and now ahead of Kodachuk, which is absolutely what he wanted. Not necessarily how he wanted it, but nonetheless, he's in a prime optimal spot to take the series win. Hansen though is currently in P1 with that actual substantial lead at 2 seconds. Justin Beachley and Chronotas not far behind. Man, an unfortunate incident. Kodachuk just a little too late on the brakes. Burning into Neil Kerbal. I mean, they're still within. They're all within a couple seconds of each other, so and it's still anyone's race. It's still way too early to actually call it. But points wise though, it's anyone's guess on who's actually gonna come out on top. We're gonna let these battles simmer. Maybe eventually Beachley will let Chronos by. But in the meantime, we're gonna check out what the BMWs are doing. You have Kyle Hirsch running away with Jeff Spangler. Piers Hanley defending his position against Noah McComber and Daniel Hirsch now. after he made the aggressive but impressive overtake on Macomber. Macomber on the outside, not able to complete the overtake. Daniel Hirsch trying to sneakily get alongside him to force him to fall back behind him. Would have been quite exciting. We're gonna jump potentially from these two and check out Cornotis. If an overtake is not happening as of now, I'm gonna stick with these. Oh, these three here. Holy smokes! I honestly thought Daniel Hirsch completed that overtake, as I saw him just lunge forward by a lot. It turns out he cooked it. He overcooked the corner by a lot. Luckily though, he's not too far off, so he can definitely catch up and get involved in the battle. But while he does that, he does have Joshua Worley to contend with. I jumped to the front because it looked like Spangler was actually going to be making a move on Kyle Hirsch, but Hirsch able to defend successfully, hold on to his line. Spangler forced to remain behind. Never mind, he's side by side and he has the optimal position in this corner. Hirsch hard and late on the brakes. These two respectfully respecting each other's space here. Kyle Hirsch coming out on top. Jeff Spangler, unfortunately, good moves, but still remains behind Kyle Hirsch here. Going back to Joshua Worley and Daniel Hirsch, we just missed an overtake. And what happened to Coda Chuck? He's so far behind. He completed a pit stop. Him and Albert Guiana have completed their pit stops for tonight. There is a mandatory pit stop. I do believe everyone is forced to go inside and pit for 25 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Chuck able to overtake. We're gonna see him overtake a bunch of drivers throughout the grid. We're gonna stick with Worley and Hirsch since this is the closest battle of the night. I lied. You also have Jeff Spangler and Kyle Hirsch. Round 2 around these corners. Let's see if Spangler can make it happen again. As it does look like he has the tighter line around these series of corners. Both drivers using a good portion of the track efficiently or effectively as well. Vodacek approaching really close. Only time will tell if his overtakes will stagger any of our drivers up in front. Kodachuk aggressively going for that overtake here. Spangler I don't think time was lost there, but it does look like he did get separated from Kyle Hirsch. We have Beachley going to the pits now. A couple of our drivers are now completing their pit stops. say it ain't so. Um, so we have a huge situation on our hands. um, so pit stops were available, so you guys are able to actually see the everyone's pit stop as soon as the tower data cycles through it. Off the air, or if you were paying close enough attention to the leaderboards, you would have saw Albert Guiana go into the pits once more. He had a drive-through. This most likely means that he cut a couple corners too aggressively or too many times, so he got penalized for that. He cleared it, but now he's no longer with us. That means, depending on where Jeff Spangler finishes here, I think he might actually take the series win for the BMWs, unfortunately. Well, fortunately for him, unfortunate for Albert Guiana. Honestly, only time will tell, and it's really up to the Kyle Hirsch here, who's holding down P1 for the BMWs. Damn, could you imagine? Jeff Spangler misses out on the series win by 1 point. Just because he couldn't get around Kyle Hirsch. I mean, that would be that's tough moment. Who knows? We will keep our eyes on that, and I will keep you guys updated. We do have another race, not today, but on Thursday. I'll go over the series results for this little mini series there. As we have a couple moments now, we can go ahead and investigate some incidents. Also, what I've noticed is I am I'm broadcasting in 1080p, but I'm viewing everything in 4K. Because why not? Because I have the monitor and everything, right? I'm going to start going back to 1080p on my end, just so I can actually load up replays and everything a lot more efficiently and smoothly. Pork Chop coming out of the pits now. He's in a P16. Going to making his way through the grid. 29 minutes left in the race. I forgot, yellow flags get announced on drivers exiting the pit lane. Why they do it here, and I guess it's because it's coming out of it. You're coming out where everyone else is going to be zooming by you in turn 1, so I guess they marked it as a yellow flag to prevent dangerous situations out. Unless it still trips me out because I think they got involved in some sort of accident that I did not see. Ah, same thing. I thought Cronota's got into an accident of some sort. Interesting to note here that him and Justin Beachley had completed their excuse me, their pit stops. Unfortunate for Cronotus though. He's right behind, still behind Beachley. Unfortunate for him though. Um yeah, he is. He's still ahead of Dennis Kodachuk. Quite ahead by a substantial margin. Kodachuk 9? Almost 10 seconds behind Cronotus. You can just make out where Cronotus is. Right now we're in the passenger seat of Kodachuk. By the way, that's not Cronotus. You gotta look way further ahead of that to actually see where Cronotus is. This is Boogie Wa ahead of Kodachuk, who nicely let him by. Daniel Hirsch and Pierce Hanley have a yellow flag, but I don't believe it. They are probably coming out of the pits, as well as Alex Hansen here, who just completed his pit. He has Beachley right behind him, literally right behind him. We're gonna actually follow Cronotus because he's coming up on the BMWs. My goodness, was that a close call? At least it looked like to me. The battle for P1 is on here, as Alex Hansen has his hands full. He did have a lead, but lost it in the pits. And is now being pressured by Beachley, and eventually, if Cronotus can get close enough by Cronotus as well. Still though, these three drivers keeping each other honest. And we're gonna let these two complete this turn, and then we're gonna go to Kodachuk, who is just managed to overtake Kyle Busch here. We just slightly missed it. Kyle Busch doing really good for himself right now. He's not fighting Manriquez like he usually does, which I guess is a win for him. Because when those two get in a fight, something bad usually ends up happening. We have a yellow. They probably came out of the pits. Never mind. Interesting to note here that Noah McComber. Well, Joshua Worley is currently in P1 in the BMWs, but he hasn't hit yet. So depending on how far he is ahead of Noah McComber and how well his pit stops are and whatever. Nonetheless, McComber is looking like he's holding down P1. Kyle Hirsch is holding down P2, and Jeff Spangler now in P3 for the foreseeable future on the BMWs. Interesting. I know I saw him have Noah McComber have a little slip up, but we had Justin Beachley get very close to Alex Hansen, and I thought an overtake was going to happen here. As a lot of our drivers are getting pushed together here. We have Alex Hansen making the first move, and successfully getting by Jeff Spangler. Next to come by him is Justin Beachley following Chronotis. Spangler lets him through nicely. Hopefully he didn't lose too much space, too much speed out of that. As he is still fighting with Kyle Hirsch, who is not far behind. Kyle Hirsch, not in the greatest position or spots to be in. He's well within his rights to hold that spot though, since he's in a battle with Noah McComber in front. Oh man, a lot of our drivers have to be treading very, very carefully, as if one wrong misstep or one wrong move is going to spell disaster for many of our drivers. As Noah McComber is forced now to take the slower outside corner here, gonna allow our Hirsch to slowly catch up to Worley, now getting caught between these between this fight, and now getting himself caught up with the battle for P1 on the BMWs here. Lex Hansen able to make a little bit of a gap. Beachley not far behind. Chronotis once again pushing up against Beachley, forcing him to make a mistake. And right behind, you see the BMWs are going to get involved into a fight of their own. We'll try to capture both moments here. Try not to miss any key action while we have them relatively close to each other. Spangler 2.5 seconds behind Hirsch. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know exactly what position he needs to finish in order to secure the win for the BMWs. Neil Kerbal was in the pits. He just exited the pits. He must have had an amazing pit stop, or maybe these drivers have just got caught in the traffic for too long. But man, I look to the side just a little bit and I just see Beachley go extremely wide. As I was saying, Kerbal is once again in P1. Even with that, what kind of pit stop did he have? That was that was an amazing pit stop. Actually, I'm looking at the pit stop time right here. 27 seconds compared to everyone else's 32 and a half. For sure, this means that he surely did not take tires. Red Bull pit crew unlocked. Yo, what happened, Albert? I'm gonna be honest. I am a little worried about you and Spangler in terms of points. He might be able to overtake you for P1. Too tired, was not fed, and water. Oof. Oof, man, that... I totally understand it. That sucks. trucks. How'd you get the drive-through since we have you here? Try to brake boost on start. Oh, is that where it came from? Wait, how did you jump the gun on start? I'm assuming. Spangler here. Oh, Kyle Hirsch making a big mistake. He's getting all bouncy on that corner. Joshua Worley getting overtaken by Spangler. Getting himself caught in the middle of all the craziness here. Respectfully, Kyle Busch just exiting the action in front of him as Worley and Daniel Hirsch get into a big fight, throwing elbows at each other. Max throttle and used brakes to stay at 70. Couldn't manage that and went to 72 or so. Ah, that blows. That blows. At least you can now enjoy the stream and eat. We'll grab a snack, grab some popcorn. We have Daniel Hirsch here trying to make moves on Joshua Worley. Oh, you have the king of the slides, Kyle Busch, showing off in front of the camera here. Joshua Worley and and Daniel Hirsch still fighting it out. These two have been throwing elbows tonight right now. And jump in the front as we have Spangler fighting it with Kyle Hirsch. Kyle Hirsch pretty much squeezing out Spangler here. Spangler not given an inch though. Stays really, really close to to what's happening. iRacing players Utterbury tries. Kyle Busch is just trying to get around these two without interfering in any other battles, and I respect it because Busch isn't in any position right now to lose a position. He won't gain anything from disturbing these two. So I respect him not trying to disturb happening right in front of his eyes. Right behind, if you actually pay attention, you have Daniel Hirsch still trying to get around Joshua Worley there, as Kyle Busch finally gets through them in the straightaway. Uninterrupted battle. Spangler potentially coming out on top, completing the overtake. No, I'm wrong. Hirsch is still fighting it out with Spangler. It says a potential contact was made between them. It just happened. Well, they both have contact. I looked away because stuff was lighting up in front of my eyes, away from the action, and I see Kyle Hirsch smacked in the wall. It doesn't look like he's too badly damaged. Him and Spangler aren't too badly damaged. The fighter, the cameraman can point it. There you go. Can point it better. Still happening. Hirsch in front. Man, the BMW is stealing the show tonight. Action central here. That's definitely for sure. I know, what a battle. No one giving an inch, no one letting off the tiniest of mistakes here, and that's all it takes for overtakes to happen and a grid shakeup to go down. You still have Kyle Hirsch and not in P1. These guys have been battling it out for so long that we're gonna jump from this group since they're in a straightaway. You have Noah McComber running away with it. 10 seconds ahead of Kyle Hirsch. He's currently in P1. Kyle Hirsch holding down P2 for the BMWs. Joshua Worley as of now in P3 and Daniel Hirsch spinning out. I think there was a potential contact between him and Spangler there that we didn't exactly capture in the moment. We saw it in the sidelines. Man, how unfortunate. Well, now he's currently in 16 and away from the battle. There's still 11 minutes left in the race, and if these guys keep battling it out the way they have, Hirsch might be able to come back. We're gonna keep our eyes on Joshua Worley here, who's smack dab in the middle between Kyle Hirsch and Spangler. You have Manriquez approaching them, who probably sees them heavily involved into a battle. He's probably gonna stay close behind and eventually overtaking the straightaway that's coming up. Try not to disturb their battle as much as possible. Which it looks like he might be able to do it as he slingshots to the left. Worley trying to do the same thing on Kyle Hirsch. Oh, this is gonna be close. You have everybody hard on the brakes. Zach Manriquez getting involved into a not a battle he wants to get involved in. Kind of forces Kyle Hirsch to go out. Joshua Worley trying to take full advantage of that. Now side by side, not optimally placed, but going for the switchback here. Not able to complete it. Still remaining nearly side by side. Worley pulling out all the stops right now as Hirsch makes a big mistake. Goes off wide. That allows Worley to get through. He's not in the best track position though. Hirsch able to reclaim the spot, and you have Spangler right behind them trying to rejoin this fight. Spangler bringing Hanley right behind him. With 9 minutes left in the race, Daniel Hirsch is still roughly 7.5 seconds, 8 seconds behind. I don't think he'll be able to catch up in the front though. But we're not gonna jump over there as of yet, since this battle is still hot and on fire. You have Neil Kerbal slowly losing ground. He's 2.8 seconds ahead of Alex Hansen. Spangler successfully gets around Joshua Worley hard on the brakes in turn 1. and is now in a fight going to be involved in a fight with Kyle Hirsch once again. It seems like these two are pretty much battling it out. It felt like they were battling it out for the entire race now, to be honest. Only going just a little bit too wide there. No driver as of yet showing significant advantage over one another. They're all relatively next to each other, keeping each other honest. No mistakes or no big enough mistakes can happen here, or they will definitely lose that position. As I was mentioning, up in the front, Kerbal is slowly losing speed or losing ground. What I'm noticing, I also noticed Chronotis is now in P3 and Beachley in P4. I have absolutely no idea when that happened. That must have happened when the BMWs were taking the spotlight as Spangler goes. Gets spun out by I believe that was by Whirly? Or did he spin himself out by hitting that curb aggressively? What number is Whirly? Whirly is 47, Spangler is 9. There's an accident marked on number 9, so him and Whirly must have touched. Because we have a yellow flag on Whirly here. Oh, how unfortunate. That was looking to be a battle that comes down to the final seconds of the race. Very fortunate for Kyle Hirsch, because he no longer has 3 drivers to fight off. He just has 1 driver to fight off. I'll be still a very fast and capable driver. Now that being Pierce Hanley, currently 1 second behind Kyle Hirsch. Kyle Hirsch cannot afford to make any mistakes, because Hanley will easily overtake if he sees something go wrong. No, maybe not if he makes a mistake that big. The streamer's curse is alive. I am so sorry. We're gonna let this battle simmer now that it calmed down a bit here with the BMWs. We're gonna go in the front. We're gonna see what Truck is doing. Sorry, Beachley. Since he's getting close to the Chronotis. Chronotis is ahead of Kodachuk. Kodachuk currently 14.3 seconds. Actually, a little bit more behind Chronotis. Points wise, Chronotis is winning this series. At least for now, because Alex Hansen is ahead of him. Alex Hansen has 228 points. I don't think that's enough to steal the win from Chronotis. I'm gonna be quite honest. But for the most part, Alex Hansen was in a really good position. He's in a really good position as of now to at least potentially grab P2. minutes, 50 seconds left in the race. I'm barring any other issues. Looking like Turbo's going to come out on top. Alex Hansen's going to get P2. And Chronotis is going to just have to hold off Beachley because Beachley is closing the gap. Chronotis, so the fight isn't over between these two. And I'm gonna be honest, this is not a fight that Chronotis wants to be losing out in because points wise, he needs to stay as close to Alex Hansen as possible. And down with the BMWs, you have Pierce Hanley getting close. Jeff Spangler insanely close. We're going to be jumping. Jeff Spangler being a bully. What the heck happened? Well, gosh, that's tough. Two drivers being in the wrong spot, the wrong time. Oh man, that's probably gonna be. Well, I mean, I was gonna say potentially investigated, but it's the final race of the season, so if anything does happen, it's just gonna get penalized in terms of like seconds added to their overall finish. Will it affect the overall placements though? Only time will tell if that's something that does happen. So far though, there's 18 seconds left in the race. I do believe this is the final lap of the race. So Jeff is going to be a be-all end-all for Jeff Spangler here. He has to make magic happen and try to close the gap on Kyle Hirsch. Kyle Hirsch, though, for the most part, being very consistent. As there it is, you have your race winner here, Neo Kerbal, Alex Hansen coming in P2 for notice in P3. I do think this is your GT4 champion, your season winner here for the GT4s. As he starts doing donuts and everything, definitely celebrating her cause for celebration. You have Justin Beachley here, P4. Dennis Kodachuk, unfortunately, put up a really good run. Had one big incident. Lands himself in P5. Kyle Busch is P6. Kerbal is out of this world. Definitely, especially with that livery there. Yeah. We're gonna go back and see the fights with the BMWs here because the race is not over and Jeff Spangler is getting close and closer to the Kyle Hirsch. Oh, he hit that bump aggressive. That's gonna be it. That's it. Noah McCormick comes out in P1 for the GT4. He's in the wall. Kyle Hirsch, P2. Did I say GT4s? For the BMWs, I mean. For the BMWs. And Jeff Spangler comes out in P3 for the BMWs. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if that was enough to get the win for the BMWs. I'm gonna have to see the points and make the judgment later, or just wait for the results to come in. you give me one moment. Gonna see if anyone wants to make interviews happen. Un momento, por favor. Oh man, everyone's in. Actually, don't know where to be because everyone's in open practice and race A. So I'm just gonna hop in a different tab thing. Well, that was quite exciting here in Barcelona. The GT4s and the BMWs definitely putting on the show here. GT3s also put on a show. We'll go over that race recap this Thursday. Spoiler alert though, it's not gonna be that great as the recap glitched out a lot. Yo, Beachley, what's up? Good race, definitely good race, and good series to everyone. Top 10, 100%. While I have you guys here, I guess we can just go over a couple of key moments here. I do think that Chronotis is coming out on top. I think Alex Hansen might get P2 and then Kodachuk is getting P3. In terms of points, it's gonna be really close. Yo, we got Noah McComber here. Hold on, let me just make sure that you're not muted. Everything. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yo, you had a really good end of the race. How did you feel?
Yeah, I was genuinely surprised with my pace. I mean, going into the pits, I was with Kyle and Daniel and Jeff. I noticed I was starting to catch Kyle and Jeff going into the pits, so I figured I would be close coming out of it. To be able to jump Kyle and Jeff in the pit stop and then continued on to have great pace was exciting.
Points wise, you're P4 in the BMWs, but you're not far off from everyone else. So this win is definitely gonna, I believe it might push you to P3, and I think you might be P3 in the overall series, and you might have pushed Joshua Worley out. So
that would be exciting.
If that's the case, congrats. And if not, dude, that was a close battle, and overall, so a good win tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
And you got any shout outs or anything you want to mention before I move on?
Not any particular. Shout out to everybody who is my friend and keeps it fun.
Definitely. It's glad to have you here. Thanks for sticking around and chilling with me in this interview. And definitely good win, good pace and everything.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, see you.
See ya.
I don't know who wants to be next, but I guess we'll go in order. I think Alex Hansen was here next. So
hello.
What is up, dude? You got you were in P1 for a moment. of the incident that happened with Kerbal and Kodachuk.
Yeah, I was in P1. I don't know what happened. Probably Kerbal did not take tires, so he was ahead of me after the pit stop. I was like, wow, how?
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that I can actually visually see here, because his pit timer or his pit stop was 5 seconds faster than everyone else's. So I'm assuming it
I'm
was
ju-
tires.
I can
I'm
confirm it
just
was
really
lack of tires.
Give me one sec.
I'm just really glad my pit stop worked out. It was perfect, and I managed to get out in front of Beachley and Chronotis.
Oh yeah, I was
Somehow.
hoping you wouldn't. So
I saw you in
that
pit stop. I was like, okay, I'm going to.
good
Oh.
race. That was intense.
Such a
That
great
chase.
race.
There wasn't a lot of like battling, but it was a really intense chase between the top 5, especially early on.
Yeah, you were
Top
pushing me
4?
so hard.
Whatever the front group was.
It was Kerbal, Hansen, you, Chronotis, Beachley, and Kodachuk. That's where.
Yeah, top 5. That was that was quite the race. Sweat fest.
Definitely. Uh, while I have you still here, Hansen, how was holding down P2? Because you had it. I mean, you had to defend against Chronotis and Beachley. and
I can't
Kodachuk.
really feel my hands right now. It was so hard. No mistakes. I mean, if I do one mistake, it's done.
Yeah, that's
I was braking even earlier to make sure I got the right apex. Good thing it worked out.
okay. Well, awesome. Do you got any shout outs? Anything you wanna mention, thank, or anything?
Let me just shout out my friend in Discord. He was here with me.
Uh-huh.
He was keep saying, "Make no mistakes. Last sector, really careful and no curbs." I'm just glad that he was reminding me all of these things.
All right. Okay. Cool. Well, thank you for racing with us tonight, and we'll see where you end up in, because points wise, it's way too close to call.
I mean, I can tell you, I got him. I got him by 1 point.
You did. Oh man.
Yeah, all I needed to do is finish behind him and in front of Kodachuk.
Oh, and you managed to do that. Wow, that's
Yeah, getting past Beachley in the late phase of the race off Beachley's mistake was the key, because I was never getting past Beachley without Beachley making a mistake, and that was the whole difference after the of course the curveball Kodachuk crash
yeah.
early on.
Speaking of that mistake, where did that mistake occur? Because I think I think I missed that because we were caught with the BMWs having a fight.
Me
So-
getting past Beachley, it was at the hairpin. He drifted it and ended up walking the car out wide off the track, and I kind of like stuck it up there, asserting myself underneath his rejoin.
Wow. Wow. Well, that was definitely a brilliant move to do it, and it definitely worked out in your favor, because congratulations, you're GT4 champion then for the series.
That is the first championship I've ever won. Feels good.
Hell yeah, dude. Congrats.
Yeah, I ate 2 track cut warnings back to back. I ate one early on at the exit of turn 2, of all places on the track. And then just after the pit stop, or just before the pit stop, somewhere right around the halfway mark of the race, exit of the final chicane, entrance of the final corner, I got a double whammy, 2-3.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was driving the last 25, 26 minutes with on the drive-through watch, so it was kind of nerve-wracking through the stretch there. Didn't want to talk about it.
You were cutting it close.
Oh yeah.
Got any shout outs or anyone you want to mention? Anything?
Oh, just the organizers and competitors. That was a great series put on by all. Well organized and run and streamed by you guys, and well driven by everybody I was racing with. Hats off to everybody for racing well.
Shout out to Worley. He's the one that organized. event. But thank you for being here, for racing with us, and congrats on winning the championship, dude. That's top tier driving right there. Definitely
Thank you
exciting.
very much.
I'll hopefully see you future. I'll probably see you in other leagues, other races. See me driving.
Yeah, we'll see how the availability goes, but definitely race with you guys again.
Yes. Yeah.
Take her easy.
Kyle Hirsch, what is up, my dude?
What's going on, Juan? How you doing?
Dude, pretty good. We were following your whole battle, the drama. Pretty much what felt like the entire race, dude.
I don't think I took a breath until the flag. I was being eaten alive, and I was defending for my life against everybody.
I mean, I bet you were. Who were you? You were defending against a Whirly at a certain time. Macomber.
Well, I was defending against Spangler for the whole first stint,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and then after Spangler, I was trying to catch Macomber, and then I think I made a couple mistakes, and I found myself back in the pack, or back close, really close to the pack. And then I had to fight Worley. I had to fight Spangler again. I had to fight everybody. It was I was trying to make that BMW as wide as I possibly could.
And for the most part, you were actually succeeding. You were, I think, which corner was it? It was the turn 7, I believe, is the left-hander where it starts to go uphill. It seemed like that was your problem corner. Every once in a while, you would get pushed out just a little bit wide, head into the gravel.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of getting very greedy on that corner. So it's it bit me a couple times, but not bad enough to give up second. So I was happy about that.
I bet, yeah. Man, there were so many battles. Any particular ones that you enjoyed or you took notice?
All of them.
All of them.
The
Fair.
biggest one, like, they all blend together because it was one big hour-long battle. But the one with Spangler stands out. He got around me a couple times, but I just got lucky with car placement where I was able to keep my place, and even though he got around me a couple times, so it was hard fought, very close racing, and it was very clean from everybody too. We had a few little moments, but that just comes with racing.
Nicely. You ended up, well, you started off in P5 in the series, start of this race. But you were literally right behind Noah Macomber. Macomber had 203, you had 202. I think if Macomber was able to push out Worley, you might have also been able to just secure the win over Worley. So you would have been moved up to P4, so...
Considering the season I've had, that's amazing.
So congrats on that. You would have basically got P4 by a hair. It would have been like if there were a couple more races or a couple more minutes or something ended up differently and you finished in front of Macomber, you would have had a podium spot. That's how close it was.
Yeah, I knew I was chasing Macomber, and when he came out on the pits, or when he came out of the pits in front of me, I was like, well, that's bad.
Yeah, he had an amazing pit.
Yeah, he had a great pit stop. I lagged a little bit on my turning my motor on, so he jumped me there, but he came out of nowhere. Like, Spangler had my full attention, and then Macomber's in front of me, and I was like, where'd he come from? He's a magician, man.
Yes, he had. Yeah, that's the best way to put it, honestly.
Yeah. Yep.
You got any shout outs or any honorable mentions?
Well, as always, thank you, Juan, for doing all the commentating and streaming the races. I know that's a big time commitment, so we all appreciate it. Thank you to the guys who run 5FI and Worley for putting the series on. It was a great idea, and it was a lot of fun. It was a blast all being in the same car. So it was well done and a lot of fun.
Nicely put. I couldn't have said it any better.
You could have. You're a professional now.
I'll try, I guess. Thank you for racing with us. Thank you for sticking around in this interview, and good finish today.
Thanks, man. I needed it.
Bad. Yeah.
I needed a good result. I've been in a drought.
Not anymore. And with this win, it seems like the sky's the limit. That's what I would say.
Yeah, it made me. It proved that I could defend.
Oh, most definitely. You had a whole hour-long stint of just pure defense.
Yeah, next time I want to run away. I don't want that close stuff again. That hurt. I think I took 3 years off my life with that.
Oh man, heart rate was over 150 though.
Yeah, I'll check my watch. It was probably telling me to calm down. You're seated with a high heart rate.
All right, I'll let you go. I'll let you relax, or you can go hang out with the guys. Or thank you for being here, dude.
Yeah, not a problem, Juan. Thanks again. You have a good night.
You too. Good night. Wow. Oh my god, I just noticed. Hopefully you guys were able to see Discord. I'll end up checking it out in the replay because it probably didn't show up, but you know, whatever. Sidetrack. Lots of battles, lots of action. Very, very fun night here in Barcelona with the GT4s and the BMWs. Once again, a huge thanks, huge shout out to Worley for hosting this event, bringing everybody together. It definitely came out, or turned out to be a fun thing to stream, to watch, and to race in, or to just be a part of. Hopefully in the future we can pull something like this up again. That'll be quite fun to see if we can make it happen. But alas, it's getting close to the end. Before I let everybody go. Excuse me. We're going to check out the website. This is the 5firacing.com. You put that in the URL, it loads up this page. There are no more races for the GT4, BMW M2 for the Winter Series here. That was our final race in Barcelona, round 6. So we only have our standings, and I will give you the updated standings on Thursday. I'll do a quick shout out to see who the winners are for the BMWs. And if Chronotis's math was correct, he was our winner for the GT4s, with Alex Hansen being a close second, Kodachuk an even closer third. Points wise, this race was a do or die moment. Leaving the Winter Series, we're gonna go into Season 8 because the race on Thursday. We have one more race, and that's gonna be in Nürburgring, and not the 24-hour, not the Nordschleife, but the GP. It's a rescheduled round, a dual sprint, so we're gonna see 2 races for the night. That's coming up this Thursday. So what is it? Today's Monday. In 3 days, everyone. So I'll expect everyone to be back here, and we'll grab another round of popcorn, maybe some beers or some other drinks, whatever you fancy if you're not driving. And we'll enjoy the show about what's gonna happen here. Point wise, you are also not going to want to miss it, as you'll see here. You got the points gap between Williams and Denarte extremely close. Then right under them, for notice, once again, really, really close against everybody else here. So P3 is up for grabs here. Cronotis has his hands full to defend. And Thiago Denarte has his hands full against Chandler Williams to defend in P1. That's for the gold split. For the silvers here, it's almost the exact same thing that we saw in the GT4s and BMWs in the Winter Series. You have Greider holding P1, but he has to contend against Barkins here. Very, very close in points. Unfair holding down P3, but Brad Tarno, look how close he is. 0.5 points away from from tying Chris Unfair. 1 point away from kicking Chris Unfair out of the P3 spot. And then right under him, we have the points gap not far behind between everybody else. So it's literally one good finish to come out ahead. But I am getting way too ahead of myself. You're gonna have to come by later on and see the results of that, and I'll give you the results for the Winter Series after. But alas, it is now time for us to sign out. It is now time for you guys to enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week, because the week had just started. So here's to that. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are. And I'll definitely see you guys Thursday this week for our final race in the GT3s. Have a good night.
like it blue.